How to handle gotcha questions. Gotcha questions are vicious and manipulative. Their only purpose is to make you look bad. Now, let's take a second and think about this. Let's suppose you have an idea, and let's suppose that on its own, that idea is a bad idea. This means it would be easy to destroy this bad idea with sound logic. So if somebody lobs a few gotcha questions in your direction, what does this mean? It means they don't like your ideas, but they don't have the intellectual capacity to destroy your ideas with sound logic. And the most common thing that we humans like to do when we hear a bad idea, but we don't have the intellectual capacity to destroy that bad idea with sound logic, is we attack the person instead of the idea. This is called an ad hominem attack, which is Latin for against the person. So whenever you hear a gotcha question, immediately interpret that as an expression of weakness on the part of the gotcha question asker. And gotcha questions usually come in two flavors. The first flavor is leading questions, where they hope you will answer without much thought. This is to hopefully get you to admit something that you'll later contradict and make you look like a buffoon, or to get you to admit something that will be very easy to take out of context and later make you look like a supervillain. Another flavor of gotcha questions is something called a linguistic presupposition. These are ideas that are kind of embedded inside of a larger sentence. They are presupposed to be true, and unless you specifically call them out, as soon as you respond to a longer question that contains one of these embedded ideas, you've essentially agreed that this embedded idea is true. For example, suppose you are a meat eater and you're being interviewed by a hardcore vegetarian. And let's say they ask this question: given that pure vegetarianism is morally superior to eating meat, doesn't that put you in the camp of the same people that are purposely trying to destroy the environment? This question seems to be asking you if you are part of the people that are trying to destroy the environment, as if you are some kind of anti-environmental whack job. But hidden inside that long and convoluted question is the embedded idea that vegetarianism is morally superior to eating meat. The hope is that you'll kind of skip past this embedded idea and answer the larger question, which seems to be attacking you for trying to destroy the environment. But if you do that, if you answer the larger question, you're essentially agreeing with this embedded idea that vegetarianism is morally superior to eating meat. This is just one idea that they slide into a conversation. These hidden ideas inside these long convoluted sentences. And skilled interviewers over the course of a 20-minute interview can put in a whole bunch of these embedded ideas that will slowly add up to make you look like a supervillain. The best defense is to pause and think carefully before answering. The first step is to realize that simply because somebody asked you a question, there is no obligation to answer that question. One common tactic shared between gotcha question askers and the police is to be friendly and hopefully convince you to let your guard down so you'll be a much easier target. To be friendly and conversational so you'll feel safe. Kind of like a mugger pretending to be your friend just so he can get close enough to you so he can sucker punch you in your solar plexus. Then while you're gasping for breath on the sidewalk, he'll kick you in the face, steal your keys and your wallet. So remain calm, relaxed, and don't get sucked in by any fake friendliness. The first step is to look for any presuppositions hidden inside of larger sentences. For example, in that previous question, given that vegetarianism is morally superior to eating meat, doesn't that put you in the same camp as those that are purposely trying to destroy the environment? Forget about the part about the environment. Pause, take a breath, and ask calmly. I don't understand. What is it about vegetarianism that makes you think it is morally superior to eating meat? Remember, those who ask gotcha questions do so because they don't have the intellectual capacity to destroy with sound logic what they think are bad ideas that you might have. And generally speaking, they don't have the intellectual capacity to logically defend these ideas they hide inside of a larger sentence. If they did, they would just come out and say this part and defend it with a rational argument. They would just come out and say, I think vegetarianism is morally superior to eating meat, and here are my reasons. And then they would present a sound argument. But because they hid that idea inside of a bigger sentence, they don't have a sound argument. It's just kind of a feeling, an opinion that they have that feels good inside their brain. So when you calmly ask, why do you think vegetarianism is morally superior to eating meat? They won't have an answer. They will stumble and maybe get off balance and try to say something, but whatever they say will not be a legit reason. And their answer will generally be one of the following forms. It's been demonstrated over and over again. It's already been proven. Well, if you think about it, it's obvious. Well, if you don't understand, I can't explain it to you. Go look it up if you don't believe me. A final weapon against gotcha questions is the meta model. Whatever they say, question or not, ask for more information. What specifically do you mean by that? How specifically did you come to that conclusion? What specifically is the data that supports that conclusion? What part of the environment specifically is at risk because of eating meat? Now, clearly, some of these questions will have legitimate answers, but chances are, because they are lobbing gotcha questions in your direction, they won't have any legitimate answers. They will not have come prepared to give any legitimate, rational, logic-based answers. They came to throw gotcha questions at you and hopefully win the conversation that way. As soon as they realize that you are impervious to gotcha questions, they will suddenly be on the defensive. Stick to your guns. Remain calm and relaxed. Don't get sucked into an argument. Don't let your guard down. Calmly ask them why they think their linguistically presupposed ideas are true. Meta-model the crap out of anything they say. Keep these ideas in mind and you will utterly destroy any gotcha questions lobbed in your direction. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, and comment. To learn more, please visit mindpersuasion.com.